Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Optimizer. So in last video we have seen the rod element, how to solve the problem with rod element and what are the different steps required to solve any 1D problem with the help of hypermesh. So as per our previous discussion, these are the steps required to solve any 1D problem, that is material, hyperbeam, property, component, load, step, load collector and load step. So these around 6 steps required to solve any 1D problem with the help of hypermesh. So in this video we are going to discuss how to solve this bending problem with the help of bar element. So we have completed the beam rod element assignment. Now we are going to focus on bar element. So as we know, rod element is only applicable for uniaxial tension compression problem. So whenever the bending problem is there, you need to solve that with the help of bar or beam element. Okay. So consider this problem. The beam has around 500 mm length, diameter is around 30. 1 kilonewton force is applied to the free end and one end is fixed. Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio already given. So if you just focus on this one, the analytical calculation has been given. So M value is around 5 lakh. So the M value is around 5 lakh. Y is 15. So half of this is 15 you are taken. Moment of inertia is around 39,000, and with the help of this formula and this formula we have calculated the stress and displacement, that is 4.99 and 188. So let us solve this problem with the help of hypermesh now. So coming back to GUI of the hypermesh, firstly you need to define the property, material properties. Just go to material. Here you can give any name. For example, suppose I have taken steel. Okay, so here you need to select isotropic. Card images, here you need to select mat1. Mat1 is for structural and mat4 is for thermal problem. Just click on create edit, and from this you need to select E and nu, that is Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio. Young's modulus is 2.1 e raised to 5 and 0.35. So it is 0.35 and this is 2e5. Okay, so these are two material property we need to define. Now just click on return. So material we have defined. Now next step is you need to define the hyperbeam. So just go to hyperbeam, and from this, as this is standard section, that is circular section, we are going to solve, we need to select standard section. From that you need to take solid circle. Okay, and just click on create. Now if you just focus on this one, the total radius is around 15. Okay, so radius we have defined 15. So in bar element, while solving a bar or beam element problem, you need to define CDEF point. Okay, so what is that CDEF point? That we will discuss in a while. So before that, just consider we need to calculate the coordinates of this end point. These point coordinates we need to calculate. So why to calculate, why we need to calculate this one? Suppose we have problem like this and we have applied force here and cross section area is like this. So whenever force is going to be applied at this top edge, tension is going to be created. At this bottom edge, compression is going to be created, correct? So at this position, tensile stresses will be generated. At this position, compressive stresses are going to be generated. And if you consider this point, that means this middle axis here, this is called as neutral axis, where stress is equal to 0. Okay, so you need to define this C, D, E and F point. Okay, C, D, E, F point you need to define. Okay, so how to define, where to define, that we will see now. So I hope you understood this. So let us come to model view again. So we have defined material and proper hyperbeam. Now next we need to define the property. So property, you just go to property and property name let us take as bar. Type you can take 1D, and from this you need to select P bar, that is property for bar element. Okay, material already whatever you have defined you need to select that, and beam section also you need to define whatever you have selected, and then just click on create edit. Okay, so once you click on this create edit, you need to tick mark this continuation. Just see them now. C, D, E, F point coordinates you need to define here. So what is these C, D, E, F points are now? How to calculate these coordinates? So just go to hyperbeam. Okay. Now if you just focus, as we discuss, this is C point. The coordinate of C point is, if you consider this as a 15, so first one is 15 and Z coordinate is 0. That is 15, 0 is the C point. Next is D point, where it is 0, 15, correct. This bottom point will be minus 15, 0, and last point is 0, minus 15. That you need to define here. So just come here and you can define like whatever you are discussed here. 15, that is 15, 0, then 0, 15, minus 15, 0, and 0, minus 15. Okay, so this is how you need to define C, D, E, F point, and just click on return. Okay, so once you have defined the C, D, F point, now next part that is property we have defined. Now next part is component. So for component, as if you consider this problem, okay, we have applied force here in downward direction. If you create one element from this to this, you are going to get only one stress value. But if you consider this bending problem, stress value are going to be changed along the lane. So you need to create number of elements or number of nodes along this lane. So how to create that one? So for that, there are two options. First one is you can create an intermediate nodes, and second option is to create a line and mesh that line. Okay, so how to do that? So for that, you just go to geometry nodes. So I'm going to create first node at 0 and second node is at 500 mm from this one. So second node will be at 500 mm. Just click on create. Okay, so 0 and 500, just click on return. Okay, now suppose I want to there are two methods as we have discussed. If suppose you want a number of nodes, elements in between these nodes, so you have two methods. First one is with the help of nodes, and second one is with the help of line. You can create a number of elements along this length. Okay, so first method we are going to see now. In first method, you need to create a node in between these two nodes. So how to create nodes in between these two nodes? So for that you just go to nodes. Okay, and there is one option that is interpolate node. Okay, so you need to click on this interpolate node, and then how many number of nodes you require in between these. Suppose for example, I want to create 10 elements from this to this node. So just define 9. So 9 plus these two, 11 nodes will be created here, and 10 elements will be created. Okay, now just click on return. So I have created only nodes here. Okay, so how to create the element in between these two nodes? So for that, go to 1D bars. Now as we are going to create a bar element, you just select bar property and element type as C bar, and orientation. So what is this orientation? This is the orientation of cross section. Okay, so here what you need to select, in which direction this orientation should be there. So I'm going to select y-axis. As our length is in x direction, either you need to select y-axis or z-axis. Okay, so I'm going to select y-axis as the orientation of the cross section. Now from this to this, first element is created. Likewise, I'm going to create continuous 10 elements from first node to next node, like this. So 10 elements are created. Okay, so once these elements are created, you need to delete all these temporary node, that is yellow nodes, because whenever you are going to create the node element, automatically nodes are created there. So duplicate nodes are there in at one position. So just go to geometry, temporary node, and from this you can click on clear all. Okay, so this is what a C bar we have created. Now another method, how we can create by different second method, so that we are going to see. So for that, I am going to create two nodes as per earlier requirement, and I am going to delete these elements now. So just go to delete this element. Just I have clicked on displayed and just click on delete. Okay, so this is earlier position. Now I am going to create a line in between these two nodes. So from this to this, I have created one line. Okay, now I'm going to mesh this line. So how to mesh this line? So for that you go to 1D line mesh. Okay, 1D line mesh. Here you need to select bar 2. Here you need to select bar 2. So under bar there are two elements, one is bar and second one is beam. That's why it is bar 2, it is mentioned as bar 2. And one more thing, you need to select a property. So whatever property we have defined, that you need to select here. Now line, you can select this line and just click on mesh. Okay, just click on mesh. Okay, here we required only 10 elements, so element size will be 50, and just click on recalculate all and just click on return. Okay, so similar 10 elements are created. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 elements are created by another method. Okay, so first method is with the help of nodes we have created. In second method, with the help of line mesh we have created it. Again you can delete these temporary nodes, clear all. Okay, so again this is M H P C. Now next step is load collector and load step. Okay, so load collector, I am going to create first load collector for this fix problem, and second load collector will be for this force value, that is 1 kilonewton force is applied to another end. Okay, so just go here, click on create, return. Okay, and now you can define tool, go to analysis, sorry, and just click on this constraint, and I'm going to fix this node. Okay, so all 6 degree of freedoms I'm going to restrict, as this is fixed end. Okay, just click on create. Okay, so if you just see, one load collector is defined here, so I'm going to assign a different color. Define any name. Okay, it don't require force or SPC, any name you can give, and I'm going to assign red color or brown color for that one. Just go to analysis now, and from it you need to select these forces. Okay, you need to select these forces, and in which direction I'm going to apply force, in Y direction. So here you need to select Y axis, and how much magnitude is there, 1000 magnitude is there. Now I'm going to select this node and just click on create. So just see, we want in downward direction, just reject it and just enter minus sign here and click on create. So we have created, first we have fixed this end, we have applied this force to another end. So this is how you need to create a FEM model with the help of hypermesh for this bending problem. Now next step, what you need to do, last step is you need to create a load step. Okay, so load step, we are going to solve this bar problem, so you can enter bar here. So SPC is this and load is this one. Okay, and just click on create SPCN. So load step is created here. Okay, now before starting the solution, you need to cross check whether all the entities are defined or not. So for that you need to define a different color for different entity. For example, for material I am going to assign red color. I am going to assign red color for material. For property I am going to assign green color. Okay, for component I am going to assign blue color. Okay, and one more thing, you need to check whether cross section is assigned or not. So for that, just go to this and 1D detail element representation you need to select and just click on this one. Okay, so it is there. Now one more thing you need to check for orientation. So for that you just take this XY YZ plane, just see along Y direction we have applied force, so that is okay. Now once all the entities you have checked, so this is by component, whatever the color assigned to this component will be displayed to this model. Okay, now suppose I want to check whether materials is assigned or not, just go here and just select by material. So this color should be assigned to this one. Okay, in last step you need to select property, so whatever the property color is there, it should be shown here. So this is how you can check the model. Okay, this is how you can check the model whether we have assigned all the things or not. And once all the things are okay, then you can save this model. Go to save, and you can save by any name. For example, I am going to select bar, just click on save. Okay. So I have saved this model, and last step is you need to, so we have saved this model. Now next step is you need to solve it. Okay, so for solving purpose, just go to analysis, go to OptiStruct, and from this you need to select all. Run option should be analysis, and you can run this model. Just click on OptiStruct, and one dialog box will be open here. So that is we have completed this preprocessor step, and now next step is you need to solve this. Okay, you need to solve this. Once it is solved, you need to open HyperU. So once HyperU open, just click on this apply, and from this you can select contour, and displacement is, if you just check the displacement, it is around 5.24. This is near about our analytical calculation. And now we can check a stress. So here you need to check test stress at 4 points, that is C, D, E and F. So just click on this C point, click on apply. So if you just focus on this, it is around 188, and if you just compare this with the help of analytical, it is exactly matching. So second point, that is at D point. So as per our understanding, so here tensile will be created, here compression will be created, and here this is along the neutral axis. So stress value should be 0 along the neutral axis. So at D point it should be 0. So it is 0 now, and if you consider the E point, it should be minus 188. So just see this minus 188, and last point is F point, where it is again equal to 0. Okay, so this is how we need to solve